what you looking at 너만 보면 내 심장이 미쳐 What you waiting for what you waiting for 이런 내 맘을 감당 못해 미쳐 I wanna go 이미 내게 뺏겨버려.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're taking a look at a newly debuted group called Naouodeyiz. I saw them pop up on my recommended because they're with Cube, and with Cube I've seen a couple groups like Pentagon and B2B, which B2B is not with Cube anymore, respectively. So I'm very intrigued on what a boy group that is centered, I'm assuming, around dancing because it's Gen 5, what they're going to be bringing to the table. I think the name of the track is called OoWee. It's OOWEE, something like that. So I'm interested in finding out more. So without further ado, let's go check it out. Ooh. OoWee. Yo, are one of them dancing in Tim's right now? Those could be really heavy. Impressive though. Very clean so far. I like that. Whoa. That was fun. Yeah. Nice. I love that. That part right there. Yee! Yeah, that's one of those. Wee! Very clean. Nice. Hey. I da. That was great. I definitely enjoyed that. That was clean and it was fun. Great personality, and I think it's time to look at the music video as well. That was cool. Cereal. I want that zesty taste like lemonade. What's zesty besides lemonade that he wants? So we have, is there lore and reference to Cupid? And Cupid is like Godzilla. And are they like saving the world from this Cupid? They said, who needs ending fairies? We have pasture fairies. They remind me, so like based on their vibe that they're giving off right now, it reminds me a lot of if you had Psychers and oh my gosh, it's not Boy a little bit of Boy Next Door mixed with oh my god, there was another group I had in my head, To Us, and all of them put together, it would feel like this type of concept. But it feels like very fitting. It feels like it's on brand for what the Gen 5 boy groups have been bringing. And I mean, I'm a fan of it. It's really fun. Let's go ahead and go back to the dance practice. We're here. This is a choreo practice video. I think it's cute that Cube has their own little like intro. It reminds me of what is it, like Mnet or a lot of the K-pop platforms. They showcase that kind of themed kind of lineup. It's cute. OoWee. Cute. Very like 8-bit vibe. Yeah. Cool. This is what's interesting, is they just hop up and there's no sound. Like, that's really cool. Whether or not they had a little metronome and they start, there's like this little sound. Very impressed. I mean, it's just hard to catch that, so they probably had to practice that a lot because it's very difficult to, you know, there's not really a sound that they can be cued to go off of. They'll just have to just memorize that timing, and they did a great job. Ooh, ooh, wee. The W, I get it. Cute. Dripping it down, boom, da-doom, doom. Really nice choice of using the shoulders and kind of making them this little figure 8 action. It's really cool. Then they pulse it up, boom, boom, and then they take it and they dig that energy side to side, boom, boom, da-doom. They drop it nice and quick. Very fun start. That dee-dee-dee, and then they take that arm, bringing it up, then they drive it, and they have nice little syncopation of the hips, but nothing too crazy. They didn't really like red nose it or anything. They didn't really make a staccato either with the sharpness. It just kind of rode just a little bit back and forth, which was kind of cool. Different vibe. I like bringing it through, and the little nice accent feels like a strike, you know, with a zigzag wave into a strike with the hand, with the wrist, and they accent it with the legs to complement. So, so far, I'm really digging. I'm digging the choreo because I mean, it's clean, it's full, but it does have a different type of like legato groove to it than a lot of other choreos of Gen 5 that I've noticed. I think Psychers has like a really, really full range pocket, and they're also tokepis, so it's like goblins, so they're tricksters, right? So they have a completely different lore and different way that they fit in their, you know, their movement qualities throughout that. Here in this case, I mean, is it Cupid? I don't know, but that could be really fun though, just exploring that. Taking this through, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, I like that build up, super cool. Heartbeat. I like that choice, really fun. Digging it in. I think it's a little loud, but they take it up, can't chill. I like that. Very, you know, pedestrian, conversational. And then he drops it down on chill. Really fun. Bringing it through. Boom. A lot of unison here, but they're doing a good job matching what's going on in the torso and upper body, so it works very well. And I like that, dee-dee-dee, and they take it, they double it up before they transition over. When I said whoever was wearing Tim's, I think he's wearing Tim's. Those are just heavy. And how he has them too, they don't look secure at all. I'm very impressed that he's able to go this full without having secure shoes on. Like those would fall off my feet so fast. But you got some other brands, which is fine. Boom, doo-doo-doo. I like that subtlety he has here, and he makes a little moment, and it allows some sort of influence that's taking place with everybody else's upper bodies, which was really fun. Turning it through, I like how he takes it on the door, it turns it around. Really fun to see that. That's fun too. D. I like that, where they take it and then they double it before they lift up that arm. Really fun. Da-da-da-da battle. Yeah. Then they use their head, not just their body, but their head to signal that we're now going in opposition or mirroring, which I really liked that choice. Having whatever's going on in the center with the hand, he pulls everybody towards him. Like that moment there, click, click, click. Oh, nice, back away, new reveal. I like that everybody's facing the back. And I talk about this every time I see a group for the first time. They're an odd number. Why are they an odd number, everyone? Because you're naturally going to find better symmetry and balance in the choreography by having an odd number group. And I did make my point very clear with KQ specifically. They love debuting even numbers. Now, granted, they had ATs at 8, and then they had Psychers at 10. I don't know if they're operating at 10, if they're going to moving forward, because I still haven't seen their one of their members, that had an injury, and then I don't know if he's come back yet, and it's been a hot minute, so I don't know if he's just naturally not going to be a part of it anymore. I don't know. You let me know, but it is nice to see groups that are intentionally even numbers, because it's just so different. It's a different challenge. But here in this case, odd number doesn't surprise me. It's normally the go-to number unless you operate with 4. Like that's like a really nice, very small group. It just kind of depends on the company when you see all that. So it's cool to see a group of 5 here. The last part, D. Notice that they take it back and then they bring it forward, but the fixed point's the elbow, so they're making sure that elbow stays nice and strong through all of that. Then they take it through, hit it and tap it back. They did a good job of avoiding pushing that head down, so it's nice seeing them keep it nice and strong. It showcases good range in the shoulders. The pushing through, nice little tap, really clean weight of getting into the diagonal. I like this choice, D. And they swing it through, and this was a nice little moment. Very subtle and effective. I think their clothing really helped with that fullness. It looks great. The little Harlem shake to transition, switch it to the other side. I like that clap on the hey to transition it. Everybody's building up the energy, looking it through. Love that choice. The pull right here, this is a doobie slide if you don't know what that is. So it's similar to if you've seen the slick back challenge. The original name of that move was called the doobie slide. That was a challenge before slick back, because slick back was named after the track. But it's this gliding motion where it gives the appearance that your feet are floating. So that's it's technically a gliding fundamental. It's just a variant of it, which I like. It's fun. Pulling it through, that yay, and everyone makes it nice and slow. Feature comes in, accents with the hand, looks great. Pulling it through, hey, love that choice, bringing it up. Ding, ding, dee, dee, dee. Notice that they did a really good job of building up energy with the leg, but they're creating a trace going towards with the upper body. It makes it nice and it feels very full versus just having an isolated upper body. It's nice to make it collaborative in that sense. Pulling it in, that OoWee. Now this part right here, look at the fullness, and then they double it up, and then from here, and then they take a nice little, they didn't go full sturdy, but they do a really nice fullness of their leg as they kick it out. This part was cool. Boom. That really caught me off guard because that's pretty tricky on getting this legato, dazed perspective clean like that. That was really cool how they got it and transferred it over, but it wasn't super smooth. There was a little bit of this happening with it. Yeah, because notice that they're really letting the head have this extra diagonal tilt to it. That is really fun. That's probably my favorite move in the entire routine, was that right there. So it's fun to see it in every course. And then they go, cha. I like that pull right there. It matches the tone before they switch it to the other side, which is fun. That right there, nice little chug action, picking that foot. And they're making it a nice moment with the head. I really love seeing that. Then they bring it through. But what you waiting for? Looks fun. Then we're digging it through, D, like that as well, looks great. Then the subtlety of that was nice as well. He takes it, he pulls it, everyone goes, boom, dropping it down, looks nice. Then they drop down and they double it up, and he has his moment. It's nice. They're hitting different parts of the music, so they're distributing the polyrhythms accordingly to the different groups, which is nice. It helps with the workload. Love that choice, bringing it down and up. I like that. They take those legs, they tailor it to the outside so it feels more full in the range. The pulsing, da 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 da. I like that choice as well. Really fun. Dee 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 dee. Cute. It's just cute. Then they bring it in with the knee and then they extend it back out. Looks really nice. A little pulse. Pop, pop. Love that choice as well. Nice with the wah, ding, ding, da, da, da. Hey. And it goes, OoWee. I like that. It's just, it's nice when they go, OoWee. They make it nice. It's a little gimmick, but also it showcases, no, I'm not going to say sinister, not really that, but it doesn't give it the super cute vibe either. It's a nice in between. You know, Joker can have like some humor, but also a little like, ooh, you know, it's closer to that, but I wouldn't say it's full-fledged Joker. I just like it. It's just how he showcases himself on that. Looks really cool. From there, they pull it, they go, get it, get it. So out of all the Gen 5s that I've seen like their debut stuff, because I've seen, let me just go through my list. I've seen Kiss of Life, Rise, seen To Us, Psychers, Boy Next Door, Them Now, and there's a couple others. I swear to you, I have more. Next G, they're still in pre-debut, but I've seen their stuff. Theirs is the most unison, but it also doesn't bother me like at all. You know, normally when I see a lot of unison, I'm like, you know, I kind of feel like we need to showcase some sense of variety of formations, dynamics, and make it easier for us to find features in more creative ways. But here, I feel like they're doing just enough unison that it makes it a whole vibe, and also the type of unison that they're doing and the texture that they're doing with it doesn't make it feel so like stale either, which I really like. It's clean, but some of the choices within the textures are, you don't see those types of textures clean like this, which is why it feels captivating in a different way. And there's beauty to be had because they're going in unison. We can appreciate that aspect of the choreo. So it actually doesn't bother me nearly as much. And they are switching lines, mirroring. They're doing a lot of your go-to typical kind of formations, but it doesn't feel stale. It, like I've mentioned, it also doesn't feel over manufactured either. It feels nice. Like, I like how it sits on the track. It feels really good to look at, which probably means it feels pretty good to do. So that's actually a really impressive thing to say, is that it's very clean and it's unison, but it's not boring at all. It's great. I like that part. Could be their subtlety in their performance and how they're performing as well. It's fun, gimmicky, but not overly playful and not overly cute either. It's a nice little middle ground. I like that choice as well. Taking it through. Like that. Nice little pull. Looks really fun. The pull, and then I got it. I like that with the counting right there. Bringing it up, really nice way to reveal your new feature. Feature comes up, he goes and he wipes it off. Really nice on the cleanliness of everybody else, staying in unison as they transition. Looks great. Pulling it through, diving it down to the side. Bringing it through feelings, wordplay, actually touching the feel. He takes it, boom, everybody reestablishes their feet. He goes, whoa, notice that. So a lot of the movements and the transitions between the features are going off of their tone, which I'm always a fan of because it feels very intentional to your musicality. The musicality, not really just like, they're really playing on the bass and a lot of those other instruments, the tonal color, more an environment on the texture, but I really think a lot of their movement and how they're coming across really focuses more on tone. And I think that's another reason why it's nice and it stays captivating even if it's in unison, because it helps me appreciate the song more. It feels like it's a positive contribution, but not overshadowing the track either. It's really fun. Nice little punch, and everybody push their energy forward. Nice little transition, hitting it over, boom, new feature. They bring the energy in, they bring it in. He does a very simple bring an arm up and down on both sides. Very easy to see the relationship between the outside groups and him and my feature. I like this in. Nice little bleed up, usage of the fingers. Thank you. When you do waving, I love that. They're not showcasing fatigue, which I appreciate. I know it's tiring to not stop the entire time. Down and up, and the less numbers you have, the more people are going to be looking at you, which could be a good thing, but it can also be you can't mess up as much as you may want to. But even then, more numbers, like if you're looking at 17, they got a lot of people in their group. They all have to pull their own weight because they're so clean and they're known for synchronicity. You're gonna, they have to stay on top of it or they're gonna be noticed and not in a great way, So they do a great job of that. They've always been consistent in that. But here, this is really fun. Notice, this is the first like discrepancy I'm actually seeing, and it's not really an issue. Just notice their placement is some people have their features a little bit closer. Your feature does as well, and some of them have it a little spaced out. It does make this look a little different. Part of it has a little hummingbird effect when you have your feet glued together, and then other times it does feel more like a rock the further you space out your legs. But that's just more of like my brain processing, not like an actual thing. So you could tell though that the fullness and the range of your rock can vary depending on your anchor. So if your feet are closer together, your range is going to feel different because you don't want to take as many kinespheric risks because of your feet being together, but it can also showcase a different way of showcasing your texture. But if you space your feet out a little bit more, you have a more equal balanced, weight distribution, and so you can feel like you can push yourself a little bit more in the risk taking on your kinesphere, which is like your space out here, right? So that's just a little note as to why those types of things can matter, because it can affect other elements of your choreo or how you're executing the choreography if you're not factoring in where your weight is. But that's not really even a critique, it's just an observation. I noticed that. So that may be something in the future that if they don't clean, you may start seeing that their upper body be influenced by it if the choreography is going to stay in the same family. But it's not even an issue. It looks fun. I love that. With debut groups too, they're just clean. It's just fun to see, because they naturally spend more time on the debut than they do with the rest of their discography. So I don't really make a note on whether or not a group is like clean until I see them a couple of their own tracks. And I think the only group that I've really felt that they're like very clean even before they debuted is Next G, but it's because I've already seen them do other people's choreo, and so it's different. But I've only seen one thing of their own discography, so maybe my tune will change differently on what kind of roles I see them in later. But here I really like it. It does showcase like everyone's got a whole little vibe. Their vibes are different, could be because of their fits, and you see them in the music videos are slightly different too, which is cool. And notice, I love this. I love talking about it. Whenever you see a formation and you see it mirrored on the other side, that's what makes it feel similar but different, because that's exactly what you're looking at. With the formation, you notice the diagonal, it's the opposite direction. Is it the same people in the same order? That I don't know. I don't know them. And I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was looking at the overall group. And so if you see it over on this side, it just feels like we're building up. It's very similar. It feels similar because it is. Even if it's the same choreography, let's say they mirrored it, it's going to feel just like you saw earlier, but it's going to feel slightly different because you're going and starting a different direction, so our brain is processing it slightly differently. It doesn't feel as predictable, but it kind of does. It's familiar, but a little bit of a surprise, and that's the kind of stuff you like to have in a routine. You want it to feel familiar, but you don't want it to feel so caught off guard that you can't enjoy it if that's what the intention of it is, But I like the slide through. Is really nice new feature, comes from the back, really nice, and then you establish in every other. I like that because of the camera shot, you're able to see two groups initiate with the opposition of the arms, so it's very nice and clean. I always appreciate the intention all the way through the blades. Then you have your feature coming in off of stage left. Looks great. Da 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 da. Bring it back in. Yep, and they pick it up. Nice little chug to reset. Nice reset in the center, or a feature in the center. They all peel in towards him. Nice little run right there. I kind of felt like we were doing a little hit the quad, but not quite. I think that just little chugging step just is in the same family as that. That little OoWee. Then we do the same choreo. That little boom da 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 da. Yeah, Micho, OoWee, and it takes it through once again. So I've already kind of covered the choreo, but I really like how conversational it is. It rides the lyricism very, very well. And that's why it feels interesting. Da-da. It takes it through a nice little heart action there. Little tantamare. Taking it through with her feature, notice that he kind of modified it. Didn't go as deep in those hips as the others did. That's totally fine. Nothing crazy there. Digging it in and then back out. Nice little W. That pom-pom-pom looks great. Now, hey, love that nice little action knock at the top. The walkthroughs. Boom, boom. Nice bass. They bring it back. Once again, back in, and then you have, this actually was really fun. The setup felt very similar to other groups that I've seen do this type of layered with, the traces and threads and stuff, but I like how they got in and out of it. Like the dynamics were really nice to look at and observe, but here at the fullness, and then they really melted it back in. That was really fun to see. They take it, boom, and then they take those arms and shoot them out. Really nice. My feature in the center doing a great job staying feature, because it is really easy for us to want to look at other people because we're closer to the camera. Just because you're in the center doesn't mean I'm going to look at you. Sometimes if somebody makes a really big mistake, you're going to want to look at that. Or if somebody's really standing out, main dancer material, you may naturally want to glean and look at them. You want to, honestly, with groups, it's always something that I say as a note to just be aware of. You don't want a main dancer to stand out until it's time for them to stand out. You know, and I've said that a couple of times. I really mentioned it in Psychers. I've mentioned it mostly with them because it was just very clear some dancers had significantly more range or hip flexibility than others, and so you can clearly see their movement in comparison to everybody else's, and it can potentially take away from the aesthetic of the group doing it, but they're doing a good job being equal in the give and the take on what kind of energy they're putting in and they're getting out of it. So it's easier to catch your features, right? So I do like that. It's really fun. It's very nice to see. I like this, da-da-da-da. Notice that we have the energy. I like where the focal points are. He's the only one looking front. They're looking to the sides. Of course, one's looking more diagonal. One's looking straight side with the eyes. I like how they're crossing over. Nice moment. And they're looking in the direction, so it makes us appreciate the fullness of that. They're taking the arms. I really like the placement. Of course, one of our guys, I think he has his hand right on his back versus on the shoulder. Then he pushes it out. Really nice to see that. And they pulled it as a trace. So a trace is like you know, whenever you're, like you're drawing, but imagine there's a picture and you're tracing to make an outline of the picture. That's what tracing in dance is, and I say it a lot, especially when you're talking about waves. You see it a lot there, but I really like that. That was really cool. I really like his hoodie. Complete side note, sometimes when I watch these dance practices, I want to buy whatever they're wearing. I think his is the hoodie that I would like to own in my closet, and I want it to look just, well, I mean, he can stay himself. I don't need him. I need his hoodie, but all that, super fun. Y'all let me know. Let me Google reverse search it. We'll see. I like the throw there. Very nice. I love that it doesn't break eye contact. Feels very focused and very familiar with what's going on. It ups the difficulty and complexity of what they did because he's not looking with what's happening. He throws with confidence that everybody's going to do what they need to do. I like my lower half where they go and they take those arms and then they throw and make a moment right here in the lower tier. Looks great. Great level of representation. They slowly come up. Honestly, when they swooped up, it reminded me of a little smiley face, so I liked that imagery. It works well. Boom, boom, nice on the base. We walk through. Why, cool. That's why, love that. Boom, boom, subtleties are all very low except for your first guy. I love this, that do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So it's nice and subtle. Notice they're not doing like a full butterfly. They're kind of like double timing it, but doing little, like if these are my knees, they're doing kind of like this. So that was really fun to see. And the switch over, and I like that we have them all like doing this kind of energy where they're going in and out within the line instead of everybody going in and everybody going out. It adds some degree of complexity, which is cool. More depth to the formation, which I like. I like that part. Boom, nice subtle with the head. And right there, they all walk. He goes, da-da-da. Nice little tone moment. Nice little lyricism moment. Nice little cue as they get them all back forward. Looks great. Nice little whisper. Taking it through. Woo-wee. They throw it. And now it's a little bit more full here. I'm assuming this is different choreography in the last course. That's an ongoing trend I've seen in Gen 5, is that they have the first two courses are the same. They either change formation or change dynamics, but the content is the same. But here in the last course, it's always slightly different, more of a dance break, heavy fullness, which I don't mind. It looks really fun. But you get through D-D-D-D. I like how we branch it over. It does remind me of Call Me Baby. D-D-D-D-D-D. It's because I learned that, and that was such a long time ago. They're not the only ones. EXO doesn't own that. I know that. It just reminded me of that. It's how they were pulsing it. It's fun. Just fun choreo. I like that part there. Boom, boom. Notice with the twist of the legs, really nice. Though they swung the first arm, they punched the second arm. I don't know if that was just a preference choice or what. Let me see. Oh, no, they didn't swing it. It goes punch, 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 punch. So that was just syncopated. Really fun. That was fun. Boom, da-da-da. And I like how they dropped a level, made this a moment, fixed point those elbows to make this very clear, which I really liked. Then bring it in. Da-da-da. Yeah, to that. Then Micho. And then everybody had their own little direction, so it allowed us to see them all transition naturally to a new spot. I like that. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Really nice seeing that, too. Pulling it through, boom, then a drop, looks really nice. Then they do nice little digs with nice little, what's it called? Not really, it's not the same as what you saw in like the butterfly or what I was talking about earlier. They just kind of took their energy and pushed those knees to the inside. Really fun. Picking up the feet, really nice seeing that, the cross on that. I like how he took it, once again, a little strike, but he struck more like this. And then everybody had the opposition with the feet, which is really fun. Really great on the range there. And then they crisscross on that. they pick it up, and then this part, I like how they go back, front, back, and then they make it nice. It's like nice and subtle, and then you had one of them not really finish it. It was kind of fun. That was really enjoyable. I wonder if for him, he's like, oh my God, I didn't do it. Because we just went through the whole thing, right? Super cool. You could tell, yeah, they worked hard. That was really enjoyable. I had a lot of fun, and it makes me excited when I look at a new group. What are they going to bring to the table in terms of like long-term growth? You know, there's certain groups like Illit, Islet? It's Islet. Yeah, I keep saying Illit because of how it was spelled, but Islet, I did just look at them recently too. I'm excited for theirs because theirs is such an interesting, I can really see them doing a lot of collaborations with video games because of just the overall vibe of their first track. It feels that way, but it could just be the niche of the debut. Just like here, is this going to be their sound they move forward with in the future? Who knows? I think it's fun, and the choreo is very fitting to it, and I'm curious if this Cupid character that they have in the music video is going to be actually a part of a lore that is developed within the group. I think that will be really fun, but we'll find out over time. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more Gen 5 content, I do try to stay on top of the Gen 5 groups as they release content if I've already looked at them, but some of them I haven't really looked at all, and they may turn into a mini marathon on Patreon in the future. We will see, but I've been really enjoying my time just seeing the ongoing trend of the K-pop scene and how it's developed over the years, because I did used to be a Gen 2 fan, so going from Gen 2 and seeing Gen 5 is so different in terms of what the expectations are for the individuals that are a part of the group. So I can't really wait to see what happens with this group specifically. I do wish them success. I wish all groups success because the hard work that they put in is second to none, and I empathize, at least on a choreographic sense, on the fullness of what is required of you. I really get that, and I am very excited to hopefully be able to see them grow and flourish into artists. So once again, my name is Jess. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.